In Kaohsiung, Tzu Chi volunteers helped clean up the area after a fire broke out. In Malaysia, we take a look at the special traditional Chinese culture during the Lunar New Year. Selamat datang ke DaAi Headlines, saya Simon Gan. Terima kasih menyertai sesi berita kita. In Kaohsiung, a fire broke out at a residential building due to a suspected short-circuit problem. After the fire was put out, Tzu Chi volunteers gathered at the scene and helped clean up the place. Here's more.
People screamed as glasses fell to the ground when they were dismantling a broken air conditioner. The house has been badly burned. The fire might have been caused by the misusage of electrical appliances.
I used the electric massage chair at around 4 o'clock. My neighbors called me and said that my house has caught on fire.
The next morning after the fire disaster, volunteers worked together to clean the place. Although the house has black marks all over, everyone worked together to clean the place.
They were not home when they closed the windows, so the fire was burning contained inside.
We quickly mobilized Tzu Chi brothers and sisters, but it was very dark and we could not go inside. We were sure that Zhang Jixiang's house caught a fire.
The alarm in our management room went off and people were evacuated.
Fortunately, no one was injured. Seeing the damaged house, the affected residents still has lingering fear.
I am very touched. A group of wonderful volunteers came to provide care and help me clean up the place. I feel deeply touched. We'll stay strong and move forward. We'll walk the Bodhisattva path again. Without your help, I would not know what to do.
Although his house was damaged, volunteers have accompanied him. To ease the minds of the community residents, volunteers also clean up the public areas.
In Taiwan, Jinbo has started to make handicrafts from recycled materials since he read a book about origami. He also shares his handicrafts with the public. Let's take a look at his story. Can you imagine that the shiny little tanks are made with inner wrapping paper of a cigarette box? These small and delicate handmade crafts are made by this man.
One time I went to do recycling and I rode on a recycling truck and saw this book without a cover. I was curious and I flipped through the pages. It was about origami. I took the book when I had time. I read the book and folded papers. I became interested in it.
The 64-year-old man does not need to wear glasses, and he can make handicrafts with recycled paper, straws, and packaging bands. His wife has become his best helper.
I opposed the idea in the beginning because the items were messy. I told him that we should have a collection place and not place the items all over the place.
Tzu Chi volunteers invited me to set up a stall at year-end blessing ceremony. Volunteers helped me collect the materials. Although my works are not very beautiful, once you praise me, I feel encouraged and I continue to work.
Liu has learned from reading a book and now also collects information on the internet. He continues to hone his skills. He and his wife also collect recyclables at their recycling point, and they are dedicated to protecting the environment. In Xiamen China, recycling couple Yueying and Zeng Yongfu goes out to collect recyclables every day. In the past, the husband was an alcoholic while the wife was a gambling addict. After joining Tzu Chi in 2011, both of them dedicated their time to recycling.
Volunteers Yueying and Zeng Yongfu are holding hands to go to the recycling station. They have been doing recycling every day for 10 years after joining Tzu Chi.
Without her, there wouldn't be me. Doing recycling has made her happier, and when she contributes, I feel happy too.
The couple now works in harmony, but in the past the wife gambled and the husband was an alcoholic.
She was a gambling addict and has lost a lot of money, but after joining Tzu Chi, she changed. Now she tells me about going to Tzu Chi and quitting gambling.
I feel bad for my wife because in the past I drank heavily. But after she joined Tzu Chi, we changed a lot. It's really a big turning point in our lives.
Zeng Yongfu's change isn't just a relationship improvement with his wife, as the wife also improved her health condition.
Ever since I started doing recycling, I got stronger. In the past, when I visited a doctor, the doctor would ask me why I have such low blood pressure. But after joining Tzu Chi, I never ate Chinese medicine because recycling improved my body condition.
The couple argued frequently in their early years. Now they pick recyclables together as their activities and speech revolves around recycling, living out a more comfortable life.
Neighbors laughed at me since my children didn't look after me, and that I have to pick recyclables myself. At first I felt embarrassed, but in the long run I got used to it and became immune to the gossip.
When we went to Taiwan, we saw every Tzu Chi brother and sister were loving and merciful. We were really moved. Therefore, we thought that the things we are doing are more meaningful.
On the alley with bumpy surfaces, the old couple paired up, pushing a recycling tricycle together, bringing more goodness to this world.
In Kaohsiung, a couple has been serving a sentence on drug-related charges. However, both their daughters are very independent and are well educated. The mother was able to accompany her daughter on the stage to receive the scholarship for the first time, which brought tears to the mother. To be able to accompany her daughter to head up the stage and receive the scholarship is something that Afang never thought about.
I'm very touched and happy. Both of my daughters have performed so well. They're well behaved and are on the right path.
Afang and her husband are both in prison now due to drug offense. However, both daughters are very independent and have high education.
I've regretted a lot as why have I walked on the wrong path. The two of them could only rely on each other. I always felt very ashamed that I was unable to accompany them when they were younger.
My mother is often in a bad mood because she has a lot of negative thoughts, so I can only share the happy things in my life with her.
I do not support my parents' actions, but I believe there's a reason why this happened, so I could still chat with them and care about their condition. No matter its physical or emotional condition, I would really like to understand more about what my parents.
It has been harsh for Afang as she's been serving her sentence for a long time. Now all she's waiting for is to be reunited with her family once again. While she's in prison, she knitted a scarf for her daughter, which brought a smile on her daughter's face.
I'm very afraid that they will abandon me, but both of them have told me that, Mom, let's work hard together. If it weren't for you, we'll not be here. We can get through this. After hearing those words, my tears started to fall.
In Banqiao district, volunteers arrived at 2 households, installing handrails and anti-slip mats for seniors, creating a safer living environment for the seniors. Take a look.
86-year-old Yueying has been doing recycling for at least 10 years. Seemingly tough on the outside, she actually suffers from 3 types of cancer.
I'm afraid that I can't make it, so I want to volunteer and pray that I may overcome my difficulties.
Wanting to volunteer, Yueying recently received radiotherapy due to breast cancer. Volunteers arrived to bring care while improving her living environment.
She's quite old and we're scared that she may fall, so we install handrails in the restroom and an anti-slip mat, improving the overall safety for her.
Another volunteer is 84-year-old Xu Linghuan. A month ago, she slept in the bathroom, and in order to prevent the same thing from happening again, volunteers are here to provide a sense of security.
Holding the handrail, I feel that I'm focused, so when I hold it, I feel much safer.
Bring utmost sincere care to Dharma friends. These seniors will now live in a more secure space.
The 15th day of the first lunar month is Lantern Festival Day. In Malaysia, the most popular event isn't seeing the Festival of Lights or eating glutinous rice rounds, but the tossing of mandarin oranges. Follow a report as we learn more.
Lantern Festival is also known as the Chinese Valentine's Day. On this romantic day, the singles in Malaysia gather around their nearest river or pond to participate in the activity of throwing or catching mandarin oranges. It is known that single females will write their name and contact information on the orange and throw it into the body of water, and single males will then fish it out and contact the owner of the orange in hopes of finding a match. This unique tradition, which takes place in Malaysia, is not something seen in mainland China or even Taiwan.
When we were under the British rule, the tradition of tossing something to wish for something was picked up by those in Penang. Then, according to South Fujian customs, unmarried girls who wish to find a husband can go into the field to steal scallions. The two were combined, which resulted in tossing scallions to find a husband. The custom continued to evolve from tossing rocks to tossing scallions to finally tossing oranges. Then in the 90s, when the state government began to promote tourism in Penang, it became part of the tourist attraction event during Lantern Festival time.
The day of the Lantern Festival is the first full moon of the lunar year. And on this day, the possibility of finding a suitor by throwing oranges is such a fortuitous encounter. Although Lantern Day marks the end of the lunar holiday, it is also the beginning. Traditionally, people light up their festive lanterns and gather to celebrate a new year, looking forward to spring. But as the holidays are over, we must all get ready to keep moving forward and get ready for what spring may bring us.
Also in Malaysia, there's another unique tradition to celebrate the Lantern Festival Day, which is eating pengat. Pengat is a porridge dessert eaten as a traditional holiday item in the Peranakan culture. It is made with colorful yams, banana, rice cake, and coconut milk. Let's take a look.
In Taiwan, it is known that one eats glutinous rice rounds for the Lantern Festival, while in Japan, red bean porridge is eaten to ward off disasters. For those in Korea, a multigrain rice wrapped in lettuce is enjoyed for good luck and prosperity. In Penang, Malaysia, one must eat the dessert bengya during the Lantern Festival as a symbol of peace and harmony for the year. Bengya is a traditional dessert in the Baba Nyonya culture. Baba Nyonya is a Peranakan Chinese ethnicity defined by the offsprings of the first wave of Chinese settlers who have married local Malaysian women. The males are known as Baba, while females Nyonya. By combining the Chinese and Malay culture, bengya eventually became a symbolic dessert to eat during the Lantern Festival.
During the Lantern Festival, as a Chinese descendant, we eat pengat. It's a symbolic dessert that the whole family eats after dinner to signal the gathering of the family. The main ingredient is yams of all colors: taro, red yams, purple yams, and yellow yams. Those colors make the dish look especially auspicious, and bananas and steamed rice cake is a symbolic of promotions and continuous improvement. Since Lantern Festival is also the Chinese Valentine's Day, so eating something sweet is also symbolic of a lifetime of good relationships. The shape of the ingredients is cut into diamond shape to welcome fortunes and blessings.
The dessert bengya and bubu jaja, the Malaysian coconut milk dessert, is similar, but not exactly the same.
The difference is the inclusion of banana and steamed rice cakes. Bubur cheche is a play on words, meaning there's a lot of good ingredients and everything is included. That's why bubur cheche has the 4 yam ingredients.
The main distinction is that bengya must include bananas and steamed rice cake. Also, in Baba Nyonya society, they use only one particular banana type.
In our culture, when we make pengat, we don't just use any type of banana. We'll choose to use the king banana because the aroma of the banana is more fragrant and it tastes smoother and sweeter than others.
The colorful bengya is filled with many different meanings, and perhaps eating a bowl of it on Lantern Festival Day, maybe the singles can find a mate. as we all hope on this day of happiness that those who wish to find a suitable match may do so, and those who already have a match can sustain their blessings.
In Indonesia, there is a couple who started to attend Tzu Chi activities since 2017. Both of them are vegetarians and they also plant vegetables on their balcony. They also encourage their families and friends to collect vegetable waste and fruit peels to make environmental enzymes. Let's take a look at their story. They make good use of vegetable residue and fruit peels. The couple Juniarti and Buddy have a consensus in life.
Tujuan utamanya membuat ekoenzim adalah
We make environmental enzyme in order to save the earth. This way we can improve the ecosystem.
bumi ini bisa memperbaiki ekosistemnya.
Berdua lebih baik daripada sendiri.
It is better for the two of us to do volunteer work. When there are activities, we can participate together. We help and support each other.
Yang kita saling mensupport.
Eating simple food, they have even set up vegetable planting scaffold on the balcony.
Kalau orang-orang sih bilang ya saya.
I've been adopting a vegetarian diet for a long time. My family said that I've been a vegetarian since I was born, but I did not know when I started embracing vegetarianism. When I see animals being slaughtered, I feel sorry for that. Therefore, I do not have the mind to eat them.
Saya bisa sanggup makannya.
The couple hope that they can benefit the public and harmonize society, so they promote vegetarianism on the streets.
Harapan saya sih
I hope everyone can have more love for living beings and contribute to the earth. We cannot only rely on one person or a few people to protect the earth. We need to have everyone work together to protect the earth.
The general manager of a media company in Wuhan is a Tzu Chi volunteer, and since COVID-19 went global last year, she has been promoting vegetarianism to her employees, which received great responses. Here's more.
10 delicious vegetarian dishes have been prepared by Tzu Chi volunteers to share with this company.
Eating a vegetarian meal is also a way to show the planet that we care about it. This effort and this care can also bring us unseen good fortune, and I hope this fortune can carry us through safely until the end of the pandemic.
This is a media company in Hubei's Wuhan. The general manager is a Tzu Chi volunteer. And since the pandemic happened last year, she has been spreading the healthy vegetarian message to her employees.
Normally, I get sluggish in the afternoon, and I think the biggest difference in keeping to the vegetarian diet is that my alertness level is higher. I feel light and not groggy.
I feel going green begins with everyone doing their part. If you have the mindset to eat a plant-based diet, then this will spur you to actively reduce your impact on the planet.
The movement to reduce one's impact on the planet begins with switching small daily habits out. It is hoped by eating more vegetables, they can make a difference.
In Taiwan, vendors have developed a smart baseball, which has detectors installed inside the baseball. The sensors will then record the ball's speed and rotation, and then transmit the data via Bluetooth to a smartphone or a tablet for further analysis. Follow a report as we learn more. On the field, the pitcher is drenched in sweat. Besides focusing on speed and strength, the era of sports technology has arrived.
Through the combination of sports and technology, we're able to increase our training to the next level, which is very different from traditional training. Our trainings are based on data and science. In other words, the coaches and the players can have a rather objective data reference.
As baseball is heading into a new digital era, in the future, the program will let the player know how he should throw the next pitch.
The number in front is the exchanging time, which means the time where you receive and then throw the baseball out. It's like when you pass to the second baseman and the time he received the baseball. The MLB is now paying close attention to this data. They can determine the caught stealing percentage of a player.
This smart baseball is not your average baseball. Inside, there are sensors and it uses Bluetooth technology to transmit the data to a smartphone or a tablet. The player's swing, pitching time, ball speed, rotation speed, and other data are all collected and analyzed by the program.
We will collect all the data from the pitcher, catcher, and shortstopper. It also includes filming and recording. There are many things that the coach does not have to worry about, so that the coach can focus on teaching, planning, and leading the team.
For normal people, many think that baseball is just a battle of speed and strength. But for experts, it's actually a game of chess. They need to think on how they will use the ball's speed and rotation to set trap for the opposition batter. In the past, it's hard for the naked eye to spot these strategies, but now with technology, everything is very clear.
When a pitcher's condition is stable, his pitching rotation will remain at a certain value, which means that the difference between pitches will not be very big. It will be around 100 and 200 turns per minute. But if we take a look at his condition now, from the beginning to the end, the value went up and came down again, which means that the difference is almost 500 turns per minute. So it's either the pitcher is feeling unwell or we haven't completely warmed up yet.
Although the ball speed is the same, but with different ball rotation, it will cause the opponent to have a misconception. But the main thing is to support this theory with science. From a player's perspective, the smart baseball is able to adjust their pitching posture, so they'll not be misled when they are training.
For a player, let's say their best performance is pitching with a ball speed of 100 kilometers per hour and a ball rotation of 2,000 turns per minute. So if he's training today, I can tell him to pitch 15 balls with his maximum performance. In the past, he might have to pitch 1,500 times during training, but now he can reduce to 600 times to achieve the same results, so he can actually save up to half of his arm strength.
In the past, training depended on brute force. If they're not careful, they might get injured, shortening their professional career. Nowadays, technology has caused various industries to change, and baseball is not an exception. But experts say that 20 years ago, the US have already been training using technology.
In the US, the MLB states that all teams must install these sensors and also high-speed cameras. Due to the large amount of videos and data, so their cloud data analysis software are all very strong.
As for the smart baseball, which is developed in Taiwan, it is much more user-friendly as the public can also afford purchasing it. Through rental, the baseball team in Taiwan only needs to pay 8,000 NT dollars per year. If the equipment were changed into MLB standard high-end technologies, it would cost at least 3 million NT dollars a year. For the past 2 years, baseball in Taiwan has been progressing rapidly in the field of technology. The next step is to use these technologies to enter the field of esports and entertainment. After putting on the VR goggles, we have now arrived at the Xinzhuang Baseball Stadium, enabling the player to experience being on the pitch. This virtual reality software have broken the limitation of sports. Seeing great response from the users, the vendors are now working on making it into a game, so that the players can battle with each other.
When there's numbers and data, there will be competition. With competition, there will be taunting, comparisons and even gambling. So when everyone is playing baseball, it will be more fun.
Sports technology is a combination between the traditional industry and the technological industry. There are dreams and also limitless business potential in this field. Although it's now only in the early stages, but maybe 30 years from now, the Chinese Professional Baseball League can enter the golden era with the assistance of latest technologies. In Germany, as the pandemic continues to worsen, Tzu Chi volunteers have delivered food and prevention supplies to the local food relief station. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.